Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. Information is key. Anytime you want to make any purchase in your life, getting that information on the creator of that product that you wish to purchase, the people that were involved, whether it is a piece of entertainment, a home, a car, a video game, a movie, you would like to know who is involved in creating that piece of entertainment, that product, that service you wish to partake in. Unless, of course, you're talking about the video game industry, in which case, apparently, knowledge is bigotry and racisticism. And that's the state of the gaming industry that we live in. We got this lovely little article, lovely brand new article from That Park Place. Go give them a watch. Go give them. John F. Trent's a fantastic guy outside of the fact that he repeats his titles in this first paragraph, but that is neither here nor there. We have another name. Another developer, another consultation company who just wants diversity in gaming. And if you don't like that, you're a nasty, misogynistic bigot. Children's BBC host Jules Hardy, whoever the hell you are, calls for, quote, final purge of gamers after boycott list created for consultants Black Girl Gamers. Oh my goodness. And of course, John F. Trent, he's going to repeat himself, but apparently Black Girl Gamers is a consultancy group who worked on Square Enix's Forspoken. Now, that was an astronomical success across the board, wasn't it? Or did it, tank the studio? I think it tanked the studio. I find it very interesting. I think Bethesda had to deal with this. CD Projekt Red had to deal with this. When you put out a product that is, how do I put this? Hot dog water. And the gaming customer, the gamers respond with negative, massive amounts of vitriol. It sullies the reputation of the studio involved, and people turn their backs and stop buying their product for quite some time, and until said development studio has proven themselves worthy of their previous reputation. What is so different what about this is so different? You're making a list of any game, any studio that, in this case, Black Girl Gamers, is involved with, and staying away from those games until it's shown consistently that maybe those games aren't hot dog water. But yet, the accusations that we've been getting over and over and over again that, oh, you're making a list, well, you're a filthy, nasty bigot. No, we just want to inform the customer base of what they're getting into before they decide to spend their hard-earned $50, $60, $70 on your so-called AAA game. Ex-user Becky89 and a whole bunch of numbers shared a screenshot to a social media platform of a Steam group and curator list that was to inform gamers of all the games that Black Girl Gamers had worked on. I see no problem with it. The user wrote, quote, oh, I tried to read this earlier. Let's see if I can accomplish this. Black Girl Gamers, you wanted to defend Sweet Baby Inc. Well, you sleep in the bed you lie in. Guilt by association. Every single one of you. With all, let's see. Defend Sweet Baby Inc. with all you could possible. Well, here is your page. Oh, that was a mix-up. Here is your page because you wanted to finish Sweet Baby Inc. when I know that you both work together on projects, and forced DIE is nothing more than what? Okay, punctuation. Oh, brother, that hurt my brain. I don't think I'm going to be able to decipher that. So, claiming that user Becky and a bunch of numbers says, Black Girl Gamers, you wanted to defend Sweet Baby Inc. with all you could. Here is your page because you wanted to finish Sweet Baby Inc. I guess wanted to finish what they started. When we all know that you both work together on projects and force DEI, period. DEI is nothing more than racism. Well, yeah, I mean, that's how it's seen. It's also contributing to piss poor storylines and bad worlds and annoying protagonists, and we don't need any of that stuff. However, it looks like Black Girl Gamers has responded. I wonder how many people they're blocking with this one. Responded to the post, writing, we really got you pressed. No. By just existing. No. You were involved in a garbage game. So, people would like to stay away from the probability of other garbage games that you are involved in. Again, I ask the question, What is so difficult to understand about that? And what is actually racist about it? You could call your consultancy group anything you want to. The fact that you were involved with Forspoken, a not so well received game with terrible writing, a terrible protagonist, being involved in the game, having your dirty little mitts anywhere involved in the game has turned people away, and they simply want to know what else you were involved in. Let's see. Hardy. Who's Hardy? Hardy, who hosts the CBBC show. Jules Hardy, the woman of the hour, the lovely individual who has decided to, let's throw your hat into the ring. Let's see how you fare. Let's see. Game show. No. Hardy, who hosts the CBBC show Game on Grandparents and BBC's Top Gear gaming show, reacted to Black Girl Gamer's post writing, quote, Can we agree? Oh, Jesus. Oh, spell check. Can we agree that for round 2 of this, oh my goodness, what are you talking about, this? It can be the final purge of these kinds of gamers. What? Gamers with opinions, gamers who want good entertainment, gamers who decide to keep track of what these consulting companies are involved in and staying far, far away. What you have to realize that these consultancy groups, these Steam curator pages, are voluntary. Nobody's forcing anyone, unlike consulting groups like you, Kim Belair, terrorize them into what might happen if you don't do what they ask you to do. It's 2024. I've been arguing about this for decades. Have you now? Can we have a last full detox of these dudes so we can get back to the positive gaming community we have been creating? That's the problem, Jules, because it's these consultancy groups, it's the developers, and it's these so-called game journalist websites that have been nonstop attacking any sort of opinion that doesn't follow the same line as theirs. And it's just about time. Well, people are tired of it. In response to a query from YouTuber Melanie Mac, Hardy explained what she meant by final purge. Oh boy, let's see what Melanie has to say. AKA, you want to purge real gamers in favor of activists who can't hang in a multiplayer lobby without having a meltdown, or who can't navigate a single-player game without yellow paint. Hey, that's not very nice. Shiny ledges, or the character telling them what to do. Melanie, that's not very nice. Some of us can see it, some of us aren't. Not everyone is, meanie. Jules Hardy responds, nah, I want to purge the hate and vitriol. You first. Talk to the journalist websites. Talk to the developers. Talk to the consultancy groups who went out of their way to attack. First of all, attack Cabrutus Brambo, a single person who simply wanted to make a list to see what games these groups were involved in. Instead of insulting them, gamers went on the defensive. I don't know what's so difficult to understand. Who refused to allow gaming to evolve. Oh, Lord have mercy. And adapt as we humans are doing. It wouldn't be a problem if it didn't feel so inorganic, so forced, so boring, so dull, nonsensical. I have no problem with opposing viewpoints. Oh, I think you do. But hate, violence, and aggressive behavior? What violence and aggressive behavior? I'm sorry. Words on a social media platform is not violence. Nor is it aggressive behavior. It's words. And guess what? There's a nifty little thing on Twitter, X, or whatever the hell you want to call it, is the mute button or the block button, which seems to be what your side is doing a whole hell of a lot of when anyone decides to criticize the nonsense that you're spewing. Violence and aggressive behavior isn't okay in any realm you live within. What if you live in the video game? Anyway, ironically, Black Girl Gamers appeared to discriminate in their hiring practice just last month. Oh, really? Organization posts attacks looking for black women content creators that make Dungeons and Dragons content for some potential brand work. That is skirting the lines of discrimination unless you can justify. I don't know. I will leave that up to the lovely, lovely viewers. Thank you very much for making it this far. You decide. You make the decision. Because I think there's a fine line between discrimination and looking for a particular demographic because of what you are working on. However, based on current atmosphere, everything going on in the gaming industry, I think we can all come to the same conclusion. But you go ahead and come to your own conclusion, preferably. Let's see. Oh, the article continues. Not only has Black Girl Gamers seemingly discriminated in its hiring practices, but the company's founder, Jay and Lopez, made it clear in an interview with Game Rant in April 2023 that she's annoyed by white characters in video games. Okay. You know what? Here's the solution. Make a good video game with whatever demographic you want. And I have some news for you. Gamers aren't going to care. If it's a good game, if it's a good video game, they don't care what the protagonist looks like. I mean, it's really just that simple. Were there any video games that made you wish that their character was a woman of color or a black... Wait, what? Woman of color or a black woman. What? Oh, this idea, this narcissistic idea that the only way someone can like a video game is if the protagonist looks exactly like them. And that's nonsense. Anyone with half a brain cell and a lick of common sense knows how nonsensical that is. How many people out there look like Mario? Look like Samus from Metroid? Or Devil May Cry? Or Castlevania? Not too many. Oh, you have the same skin tone. Okay, but your hair color is different, your height's different, your muscular build is different. Oh, not to mention that these are video games, they're not real. The idea is to manipulate the protagonist to your own needs. Why do they need to look like the person playing the game? Because then you severely limit so many things. You limit what the character can do. You limit what the game can actually be. Just make the game, make the world that you want, put whatever character you believe is fitting for that world. And don't announce it like it's the next big thing. Like, congratulations, our main character is XYZ. And people won't turn their back on you because if that's the only thing you're talking about, it's the first this, it's the first that, it's the bestest ever. All we're hearing nowadays is that you're only interested in checking a box, DIE nonsense, so gamers are just going to turn their back. When you don't talk about the story, the setting, the gameplay, the stylized graphics or whatever, if all you're talking about is the protagonist fits in this box and this box and this box, you need to buy it, well, that's a massive red flag, and people were simply turning away from those red flags. Lopez responded, here we go again. I would flip the whole premise of a number of games, especially the ones that go into countries and get their relics. What? I would flip that on their head. Okay, if Lara Croft was a black woman, guess what? People wouldn't care because it would still be a fun game, and it would be praised for being a fun game. Not because Lara Croft was black, but because the game was fun. Huh? That's always, I would flip that on their head. That's always been a dream of mine in general, to change things to suit your own needs instead of trying to make something that is going to sell well, that's fun, that's whatever. But to be honest, no, I'm not averse to having white characters. But wait a minute, hold on, you just, wait, whoa. Annoyed by white characters in video games. No, I'm not averse to having white characters. I'm just annoyed at how prevalent they are. Oh. Make a good game, put whatever protagonist you want in there, and there you go. Huh? She would then claim she's not interested in race-replacing characters. But admit it works in some ways. No, it never works. If the game, if the universe, if the story, if the world, or whatever, if the character has already been established as a particular thing, and you change it, well, that's race swapping, that's tokenization, that's lazy, hand-me-down writing. That is a complete and total lack of creativity. Again, I'll say this again. Instead of race replacing the characters, just start off with a good story. I wouldn't want to change an existing character that I can think of at the moment. One of my favorite games, Witcher 3, is predominantly based, it's only based, on a Polish novel and should stay that way. I have seen no need for me to change that main character, even though that's what they tried to do in the Netflix show. What I want is more stories that are authentic to black, brown, and non-white people of color. Non-white people? What the fuck does that even mean? Sorry. Okay, then write those stories. No one is stopping you, but they have to be good. They have to be entertaining, and that's the number one problem. There are plenty of games, TV shows, movies, books with a non-white protagonist, non-white male protagonist that are absolutely beloved by all the fans. But somehow, because you can't write your way out of a paper bag, it is the fans' fault because they're not interested in your nonsense. They're not interested in your piss-poor dialogue, your nonsensical voice acting, and objectionably bad story. But, of course, it's bigotry, it's misogyny, it's racism. That has to be it. Could not possibly be the bad writing. And heaven forbid anyone decides to make a list and check it twice and find out what other games you were involved in, especially after you were involved with Forspoken. Well, whatever. Let me know. How do you feel about this? Are you waiting for the final purge? Are you looking forward to it? The final purge is gamers closing their wallets, checking out to see which of these studios is constantly hiring consulting companies like this, keeping track of their games, figuring out which ones are written piss poorly, nothing more than hot dog water, and not spending their money on them anymore. Moving on to independently made products, indie games, indie movies, indie films, finding something more entertaining, something worth their money. But let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, leave a dislike, do all those nifty little things that YouTubers beg you to do, and I hope to see you on the next one.